Hi everyone, this is Cooking with Kurt. Today, my husband Donald and I are going to show you how to make a Buko Pandan Roll.
This is a coconut and pandan flavored chiffon rolled with a light coconut pandan whipped cream frosting and dark brown sugar clusters and finished with toasted shredded coconut.
Ooh. This is our take on a roll version of the classic Filipino Buko Pandan. Thank you so much for this request. We hope you like this video. To start, we're going to make the Buko Pandan chiffon. Take 4 eggs and separate them into yolks and whites and let them come to room temperature. Take 1 can, which is usually 13.5 ounces of full-fat coconut cream that's been placed in the fridge overnight so that the thick coconut cream naturally separates from the liquid. Separate half a cup of the top thick and solid coconut cream part and separate half a cup of the thinner and more watery coconut milk. Set the half cup of coconut cream in the fridge and leave the half cup of coconut water at room temperature. Save what's left in the can for another dish. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, then take a jelly roll pan, which is 10.5 by 15.5 inches, and line it with parchment paper. Do not grease the pan or the parchment paper. Then take a large mixing bowl and a sieve. Add in 1 cup of cake flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, and half a teaspoon of salt. Sift these together. Then add in the 4 room temperature egg yolks, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, the half cup of coconut water, which we had separated earlier, 2 teaspoons of pandan extract, and 2 drops of green food coloring gel paste. We're using a gel paste food coloring called leaf green. Beat this together with an electric mixer until the mixture is smooth and well blended. Then in the bowl of your stand mixer, add in the 4 room temperature egg whites and half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, and with the whisk attachment, beat on medium speed until it looks frothy, about 1 minute. Then turn the speed up to medium-high and very slowly add in 1/3 cup of granulated sugar while continuing to beat. When all the sugar has been added, turn the speed up to high and beat until you see stiff, glossy peaks. It should look something like this. 1/3 at a time, gradually and very gently, fold this meringue into the cake mixture until very well combined. Pour this batter into the prepared jelly roll pan and smooth the top with a spatula. We're going to bake this in our preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 18 to 20 minutes, or until the surface springs back when gently pressed. Dust the cake with some powdered sugar to prevent sticking. Place a rectangular piece of parchment paper that's bigger than the cake on top, and invert the cake onto the parchment paper and slowly remove the baking pan. Then carefully peel off the parchment paper that the cake was baked with. While the cake is still warm, dust additional powdered sugar onto this side of the cake, again to prevent the cake from sticking, and roll the cake with the parchment paper along the short 10.5-inch side. Place it on a wire rack with the seam side down so it doesn't unroll, and let it cool to room temperature.
While the chiffon cake is cooling, we're going to work on the dark brown sugar crumble filling. Take the oven temperature down to 300 degrees Fahrenheit and take a large sheet pan, no specific size is necessary, and line it with parchment paper. Then, in a medium-sized bowl, add in half a cup of cake flour or all-purpose flour, either works, 1/4 cup of dark brown sugar, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/8 teaspoon of table salt. Whisk these dry ingredients together till they're well combined. Add in 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Use a spatula to incorporate these wet ingredients into the dry ingredients until they start to clump together. Transfer this mixture onto your prepared baking sheet and spread them evenly. Use your palms to form actual spheres, pressing the flour and sugar together to make small, compact balls. but the clusters shouldn't be any bigger than 1/4 inch in diameter. These will harden as they bake to make crunchy clusters. We're going to bake these in our preheated oven at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 23 minutes, or until the crunchy clusters are lightly golden brown, stirring once or twice during that time to make sure the clusters bake evenly. They should be moist to the touch and will become crunchy as they cool. Let them come completely to room temperature. These can be made in advance and stored in an airtight container for up to 1 week, or in the fridge or freezer for up to a month.
While we're waiting for the brown sugar clusters to cool, we're going to toast some shredded coconut. Turn up your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, then take another large sheet pan and spread 2 cups of unsweetened shredded coconut onto the sheet. Toast this unsweetened shredded coconut for about 6 to 8 minutes, taking it out of the oven and stirring every 2 minutes until the edges are golden brown. Make sure to check them often, since this unsweetened shredded coconut will burn easily if left in the oven for too long. When you're happy with the color, set them aside to cool completely to room temperature.
The final component of the cake is to make the Buko Pandan frosting. In the clean bowl of your stand mixer, add in 8 ounces of cold cream cheese, 2/3 cup of granulated sugar, and 1 tablespoon of pandan extract. Then, using a paddle attachment, beat them together till the cream cheese has softened and the mixture is smooth. Stop the mixer. Add in 3 cups of very cold heavy cream and the 1/2 cup of cold coconut cream we had separated earlier, and beat on medium speed for about 2 minutes until the cream cheese, heavy cream, and coconut cream are combined and uniform. Stop the mixer and scrape down the paddle attachment and the bowl as needed. Switch to a whisk attachment and continue beating on medium-high speed until the mixture forms very stiff peaks, like this. Leave this frosting in the fridge till you're ready to use it.
Now we're ready to assemble the cake roll. When your chiffon is cooled to room temperature, slowly and carefully unroll the cake. Spread a thin layer of the Buko Pandan frosting on the top surface of the cake, about 1/4 inch thick. Sprinkle all of the crumble clusters filling on top of the frosting so that they form an even layer, and then press them down lightly into the frosting. Slowly and carefully roll the cake up again, the same direction it was rolled before, but this time without the parchment paper rolled into it. Transfer the roll to your serving dish with the seam side down so it doesn't unroll. Fill the gaps at the ends of the cake with the Buko Pandan frosting. Then cover the outer surface of the cake with a thin layer of frosting as a crumb coat. Smooth it out with a bench scraper. Let your cake roll rest in the fridge for 20 minutes for the frosting to harden a bit. When your crumb coat has hardened a bit, apply a second layer of frosting, about 1/4 inch thick, on the outer surfaces. Smoothen it with a bench scraper. Remember to save some frosting, about 1 cup, for decorations. Take the toasted shredded coconut and press them into the frosting on the sides of the cake, covering the sides all the way around the frosted cake. Not only will this give the cake more of that delicious buko flavor, but it also creates an additional texture and an interesting gradation in the cake's color tone. I'm leaving a strip uncovered at the top. Finally, for decoration at the top of the cake, I'm taking a piping bag with a large round tip attached. I'm using a number 2A tip and transferring the remaining frosting that was saved into the piping bag. Now you can make whatever decorations you like. I like to pipe big, large blobs on top of the roll. Just squeeze to release a blob of frosting, easing off the pressure and lifting to create a pointy tip. Repeat this along the entire length of the roll. Let the cake rest in the fridge overnight for the roll to completely set. We recommend eating this cake cold, storing it in the fridge until ready to serve, just like the classic Buko Pandan dessert. And there it is! Buko Pandan chiffon rolled with a light whipped frosting, crunchy brown sugar clusters, and toasted coconut. Ang sarap! Mmm.
Yum.
That coconut with pandan combo is so good.
I love coconut and pandan. I love coconut with ube. Coconut goes with everything.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for watching. Please let us know in the comment section below if you're planning to make this Buko Pandan roll. Send us pictures of your creations on Facebook and Instagram. The links are below. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Cooking with Kurt.
And don't forget to click on the bell so you get notified when we post new cooking videos. And for our written recipes, be sure to check out cookingwithkurt.com.
Maraming salamat!